Hello, my name is Niall Chute. I'm a director with LBS Partners. We are a business consultancy with a passion for better. Our purpose is to inspire and empower people and organizations to achieve sustainable excellence. Welcome to LBS Partners Alumni, where we answer the questions that are important to you, where we recap on elements of the training you have received already. Today's topic relates to a question that we are often asked about. Essentially, what is a good A3? Rather than address this in detail, I just want to take a few minutes here to discuss the attributes and then how we assess the A3 to help you more clearly understand what we're looking for and how to put the A3 together. One of the first attributes we're looking for is completeness. What is this? One coherent story. How do we see this and what does it look like? Well, if we have an A3, we're looking for a title to introduce us to the topic, to introduce us to the people involved. Like every good story, then, it needs to have a beginning, it needs to have a middle, and it needs to have an end. The important feature of these is that we have one story, not three different stories. So our completeness depends upon tying all these three elements together. Another aspect or attribute of a good A3 is flow. Slowly build the story. So again, if we consider the beginning should provide context. It should use data. It should ask the right questions and use tools to answer the question. It should define smart and laudable targets. The middle delves into the detail. It does this without assumptions, isolating the causes. It addresses those causes through practical changes. And in the end, what we're looking for is a credible conclusion. It can be happy or sad, but it must be clear and consistent. We want to know about the sequel, what more can be achieved, what we're going to do next. Next attribute we're going to talk about is connections, the use of tools. So we need to develop a team and we need to keep the storyline continuous. We need the same characters appearing repeatedly. The context of this is we can see here the process map is used in the define, it's used in the analysis, and it's used in the improve phase, providing connections between the start, the middle, and the end of the process. Another attribute is continuity. This is follow through. So what we're looking here is that the plot should be followed. Scenes must be related. So we need to be able to go from the causes that we find in our cause and effect through to the countermeasures that we identify and through to the implementation of those countermeasures and the validation of those countermeasures to actually give us the improvement. What we don't want to see is unexplained jumps, no sudden revelations, and no magic solutions. Consistency, simple, valid comparisons. So the beginning and the end should have the same characters. So if we use a bar chart to actually highlight the goal that we're trying to do, we should repeat that tool and use that to summarize what we've actually achieved. This consistency allows us to make simple, valid comparisons. So at the end of the day, when we look at an A3, how do we assess it? So starting at the end, the things we look for is what kind of measurement and monitoring has been established. And we look then for clear outcomes that are consistent and show us what has been achieved relative to the target that was set. In the middle, we're looking for, has the root cause been isolated or an attempt made to identify the root cause? The countermeasures that are identified, have they been assessed to understand what their impact will be? And the implementation and planning, how much work has been done, who's going to do it, and by when? In the start, what we're looking for is the current condition and target condition. This is the largest single section where we may want to make sure that we start with a good picture of what needs to be achieved and on what basis we are attacking the problem. We're also going to then award marks for the appropriateness, that's the use of tools, and the visual impact, where we depend upon tools to tell the story rather than texts. And the last set of marks are awarded based on the thinking and learning. This is evaluated using the reflective learning log, where the student details what they learned in the context of their training and their problem-solving journey. I hope that helps you understand what makes good A3. Thank you very much for listening.